All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostle elders with rule great millstone. Wow. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abba ball. So with what happened with Trump, all right, on Saturday, July 13th, 2024, the year that we hope for Jacob's trouble. All right, with him getting wounded by a supposedly an assassin, a failed assassination attempt was taken on Trump's life, supposedly. All right, but whether it was authentic or, generated by the elite, all right, the direction that the country is going to head in is into chaos, which they're going to use that chaos to bring forth a new world order. All right. And pretty much the major part of that new world order is the implantable microchip becoming mandatory for buying and selling. And this Donald Trump has, spoken in the past about needing a digital ID. And this is going to actually support that. All right. The need for digital ID, the need for tracking people, the need for this implantable microchip so that they could promise through deception the people safety, though it's going to bring them sudden destruction. Because if you are an Israelite and you take this, whether you, believe or don't, it's going to destroy you. All right. Because whoever takes this device in Revelation 14 and verse 9 and 10, it tells you that the Lord is going to melt you here in America if you have this device implanted inside your body, being an Israelite. All right. And this is the hour of temptation. And it's going to be a worldwide thing where they actually get rid of all the modern currencies and only have this RFID microchip that is going to be implantable in the human body for tracking, for buying, for identification. All right. And that's what all this thing with Trump is going to lead to. All right. It's only going to lead to more chaos, more division of the country, and more in the direction of this device, the implantable microchip, becoming mandatory for buying and selling, for identification, for tracking. All right. And you're going to see more violence, more chaotic situations, more things done, all right, in the open of the people's eyes, so that they actually will submit to Egypt, which is America today spiritually. And it is also spiritually Sodom, because it promotes the transformer agenda. All right. But I'm going to add an extra video to this just to add a point of these public shootings being generated by the ops of the Israelites. Okay. Being the Edomites, starting with their elite, the wicked that rule the world. And their own tongue, as it has been prophesied in the Holy Scriptures, is now falling upon their head. All right. There's this doctor, and he's going to tell you that all these shootings are really done by your government to get the ability to make laws, to make it, with the tie the noose around your neck tighter. All right. To take away more freedoms, to pretty much put you in more captivity, which this is what the point of the implantable microchip is.
But Vegas, I figured out within probably less than 24 hours that there was something wrong with that story. And it turns out the entire story falls apart. the Vegas shootings, the entire 9/11 story falls apart, right? That's an easy one. There's no way you can put together a story that doesn't involve some serious chicanery.
Yes.
And that's true of the Vegas shootings, too. I think it's true with actually all the shootings. I think most of the shootings are somehow, if you dug deep, you'd find out they were state-sponsored.
I saw you say that on the Conspiracy and Cocktails, and I was so glad you said that because I grew up in Las Vegas, so it really hit home. And I was in middle school when 9/11 happened, and I remember Building 7, and I remember asking the adults about it, and they didn't have an answer. They said it's just too hot, so buildings collapse when it.
Well, I didn't know Building 7 collapsed for a number of years. That did not cross my field of view until a physicist sent it to me and said, look at this. And as soon as you see Building 7 go down, you go, that's not right. Everything I've learned about physics says that's not right. And then you start digging into Building 1 and 2, and you go, that's really not right either. And then you watch the videos, and there's 500 to 1,000 things that are wrong. You know, the Pentagon. There's terrible problems with the story about the plane hitting the Pentagon, and they're really kind of inescapable problems. Sometimes you find some stuff that gives you the creeps, but I wouldn't stake my reputation on it. Actually, I do stake my reputation on all sorts of crazy shit, but the Pentagon story, for example, you just can't make an argument that a normal plane hit the Pentagon. That can be blown out of the water so fast.
And how big it is and the track marks.
Also the fact that there's no footage. How many cameras exist in Washington, D.C.? 100,000 maybe?
Right.
I mean, there's cameras everywhere. Why was the plane not intercepted? I mean, if I said to you, how long would it take to scramble jets to intercept that plane? The answer would be somewhere between 30 seconds and 0 seconds, because I would think that maybe that Washington, D.C. would have fighter jets in the air at all times around it.
That's what they at least told us, and for sure it's true that they do. They can scramble it, and that didn't happen. It's absolutely not.
And the plane flew to the Pentagon, and it was doing 540 knots, a 270-degree turn. That a bunch of jumbo jet pilots all said I couldn't fly that. The aeronautical engineer said the plane at sea level would rip apart doing 540 knots. I mean, there is not a single frame showing the plane hitting the Pentagon. I know people who I think I trust who say, I know for a fact it hit the Pentagon. But, if you can't show me footage, forget it. It didn't hit some obscure building in Sheboygan. I mean, it went right into the heart of security camera country. No footage, none.